honestly a better painting. I'm taking a lot of that knowledge from real life and just placing it in here and kind of pushing it, if that makes sense. There. And then same transition, we're going to bring it down this way. Right there. Soft. You still want to keep some brush stroke to it, otherwise it starts looking like Gumby, or it looks very smooth, overdone, right? Over generalized. Yeah. I agree with tagging on that. I agree. But Qualdar, it's like this. It's like, I'd like to see you on a regiment, right? On a plan, not just like, okay, I practice my drawing. You need to sit there and study and have drawing projects and like a progression of drawings that you do in a certain style. Namely, like I said, bars. Start doing bar drawings. Here, but I already have a brush that's like close to that, so I'm actually going to darken this some. Darken. There we go. And I'm putting the blue in because like I see it as less a vibrant orange. It's kind of the opposite of orange there, and so it's going to, let's see if this is the correct, yeah. Lower chroma, and don't get me wrong, like you can have a high chroma blue, right? But I mean, you're not going to have that in a portrait necessarily, unless you're painting like a mutant of some sort. Okay, let's do that there. Always squint, make sure that everything looks right, and then you're going to kind of have the same value, light value there, but it's going to be warmer, or rather more orange-ish. So I'm going to take this value here, keep it dark, because that orange just brought the light value up some, and then let's make it a little bit more red. And I think that's the value that's right below it. That should be roughly the same value. Yeah, that's the same value-ish. It kind of fades down a little bit here. So now you have kind of a cool and a warm playing off each other in a very subtle manner that when you step back, it unifies into a thing of beauty. Hopefully. Let's take this, which I think this is too warm. I'm going to put it here, but then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up and cool that off. And maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have just, wait a second. Let me stop for a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, it needs to be cooler. I shouldn't have put that there, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go back in, same thing. Get the correct value between the two here. Blue is going to darken this. And I'm going to push that blue in it since I put some down, and I'm going to hope that this kind of mixes in with it a little bit more and gives it the effect that I want. Think about the drawing, which I already did here, and then what I'm going to do is with one solid brush stroke that I definitely will not mess up, I'm going to go with one stroke. One. Watch this, just like that, ever so slightly, and boom! Coming along. It's coming along. It's good. And then I need to move my phone. Y'all can see that. Good. I haven't. It's been hard to practice R in the home. Yeah, you do have. Well, you've been having a lot of, things going on at home, Qualdar, right? I mean, you've been switching everything up recently. Then we're going to have kind of a lighter but redder area. Kind of turns going from a route right here. Like lighter than this is what I'm saying, but it's still like going to be darker than what's the surrounding edge. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to worry about this side. I'm just going to paint a nice stroke that's more for this. I'll fix the drawing after that. It's very thin. I'm keeping it thin because I want it to recede in the back, but that was a little bit too thin. You go back through, get a little bit more paint. Pushing the Indian red in that specific area. Like, you can see we're painting slow, but we're thinking about the drawing, right? We're thinking about everything. And we're correcting what we're doing, right? And so when I'm looking at this neck, I'm not just like, okay, the neck's cool, like right here. If you piecemeal this, then it might be you painted it too light or too dark compared to the face. It stands out or sees too much. You have to be looking at this in your peripheral, or rather, look here and look at this in your peripheral and then judge it from there. And you'll start seeing some things. Like with that, specifically, I see that, well, I mean, the neck, the drawing is still a little bit off, which I'm going to fix, but you know, certain parts need to be lighter, which is fine. I can bring the light up because I'm painting in a manner which is conducive for that. Like I paint a slightly darker so that I can bring the light up. Like that's what I've been touting so long. That's why I keep it darker at first. There we go. And then I can cut in with this dark value there and work that transition. So that doesn't really matter. And what I'm going to do too is bring some light into that as well. So at this point, I'm going to go with a lighter brush here and do what I just said. This, and it's actually a good value. Come into it here. There we go, and just sweep it up just a little bit. Don't want to overwork that. And then take a lighter value from that. Touch of Indian red. I'm starting to pay more attention to the color and the values at this point. Mercenary by Vicente Sigredes. I don't know how to say that name. It's really cool. Every panel has an oil, so it's forever for a book to come out. Really? It's interesting. There we go, turn this. There you go. Y'all can't really see past that, so I'm going to stop there. That for now. What else we got? Let's go back up to the face, shall we? Let's catch the ear up. Let's catch the ear up. So the Florence Academy teach business skills, how to price your paintings. I've heard a few different methods people use to price paintings. I think Tegan might actually know this better than me at this point, though he hasn't been there. I think they do teach that now. They did not when I was there, and that is something that I am sorely lacking in. That is something that I want to know and would be very curious about, and I would be willing to take a course by them if they had some online thing that they did. They should, because that is so important. That's a great question. Because this type of work is so different than other types of art, like just the mainstream type of stuff, right? Obviously, this is a portrait. It's a simple portrait, but you can tell, it's taking me some time to do. Granted, all the work I've done on stream, but it's been a couple sessions, so it takes a while to do a solid piece. What was I doing? Oh yeah, per the ear. So essentially, this was like red here because I was working on the ear, so I was going through and taking some green to bring it back to around this value right here, so I can paint into this part right here. And that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Solid brush strokes, solid brush strokes. They need to make sense from back here, right? Rose has a course from marketing. I'm not sure exactly, but I think I can find it and post in Discord. Definitely, please do. It starts over, so I'll change this in a sec. Maybe. Can't tell if that's good or not right now. My eyes are getting a little bit old. Might be too much. It's there's a lot of reflection for you guys in this. It's okay. I'll leave it for now. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. Thank you. Beautiful lady to approach that is really working undercover for the bad guy. Now, who are you talking about? Who is this? Where are you talking? Is that the... What am I missing? I'm missing something. Trust y'all. Oh, it was? Wait, the piano music? Yeah, I'm still missing something. What about the piano music? Oh, weird. That top piece, I like that. I just said that to one of my friends today about living in the South here, about myself. Pet along? Like my pet? is Z. Always communicating through those little emojis. You don't say it much, but your area is famous for it. I wonder what your definition of much is then. It's like, I say it less than 20 times a day. Yeah, you're just like, ugh. Emojis make life easier. I should just walk around with like card emojis. You're just like in RL. So I'm too lazy to say real life, which I just did. Queller said the music made him feel like a drink, and I remember that, and because I have a photographic memory. I was reminded of those private detective films and wrote what typically happens in the bar scene. Oh, that makes sense. That actually makes sense. And he got the reference? Because I had to have that explained to me. And I'm like really smart. Really smart. Actually looking at the portrait. All right, focus. Portrait. It was at that moment that Lewis's eyes were opened, and he realized that the eyebrows were indeed off, but that he would be able to change them very easily. Nonetheless, he was grateful for his insurmountable intelligence that prompted him that these proportions were indeed askew. There's a little narration for your wax. This is okay. Queller, just let me know if my giant biceps are getting in the way of this again, okay? I've had a lot of complaints saying, look, Lewis, we love your painting, but when you paint, sometimes your biceps, even if you're standing by on the side, they're so big that they block the camera and the painting. And as much as we like looking at your biceps, we also enjoy just equally, okay, looking at the work. All right? So let me know, Queller, if my biceps. Wait, let me get my microscope. Bitch. Some people, so ungrateful. So ungrateful. All that I have done for you, Queller. Just tickling the proportions into place. Ah. Using my microscope, LOL. Quellar would win the lady over and she would betray the bad guy. I can see that. You know what I'd probably do that? Just carry a stack of cards. Yeah, the emoji stack. Wait, let me get my microscope. And then you become too lazy to even show the cards, so you like hire a little pygmy person to do it. That just follows you around everywhere. Wait, let me get my microscope. About that. I don't know why I read that again. Look, Lewis, we love your painting, but we much more enjoy the gun show you brought us. Thank you, Izzy. I'm grateful. Shut up, Quellar. Let her speak. I have to go to the shop in about 30 minutes. It will take about an hour and a half, and it's icy cold outside. It sucks. It's looking good. Thank you. Thank you. Photographic memory kicked in. This was the color I mixed, which is no doubt perfect for this area right here. Yes. No. Izzy. Don't listen to that jackass. Some know as Quellar. Okay. He is a very embittered person. He's very full of himself, and he is not to be trusted or listened to. Okay, especially when he slanders my good name through hurtful and meaningless words. Okay. Be the painting. Yeah. Squint. We gotta squint. We gotta always squint. Squint. Keep squinting. Squint. Meaningless words, Izzy. Quellar, you know, there's a lot of scholars out there who have studied Quellar and try to figure out why he is the way that he is. What makes him so bitter? What makes him so mean? What makes him tick? All right, and you know, there's a lot of disagreement, but he doesn't. He finds no joy in the world, right? He finds no. He never had friends. Still doesn't have any friends, and it's just what. Brace yourself. Don't worry, like an ego boost as well for the Izzy, I can tell ego boost because I'm very compassionate. You are a very thoughtful and highly intellectual human being, creature, and it just kills me to see people like you run down like people like that. Quellar, okay? People like that. That people just, it's despicable. It's despicable. What don't you know how to spell, Quellar? Goodness, kindness, respect, huh? Respect? Smart, nah. Dumb as rocks.